Hey guys, so this is your second lesson about inequalities. It's also the last lesson of chapter 5. So today we're just going to really quickly go over how to solve inequalities, and then that'll be it for this chapter. So this is lesson 5.9, solving inequalities. And when we solve an inequality, we solve it the exact same way as we would solve a normal linear equation. So we just isolate the variable using opposite operations. We're essentially going to pretend that our greater than and less than signs are just an equal sign. There is just one big exception that you have to watch out for, and that is if you divide by a negative number, the symbol must change direction. So for instance, you could change from a greater than to a less than symbol, but only if you divide by a negative number. Every other operation has no effect on that sign. So we'll go through this example here. Negative 2 times x plus 4 is greater than or equal to negative 4x minus 3x minus 12. So our first step is, of course, to distribute. That is always step number 1. So I'll multiply negative 2 times x, which is negative 2x, and then negative 2 times positive 4, which is negative 8. And now that is greater than or equal to negative 4x minus 3x minus 12. The second step is to gather like terms. Which means we have to get all of our x's to one side, all of our constants to the other. Because I already have 2 x's on the right-hand side, I am going to get all of my x's over there and get all of my constants to the left. So the first thing I'm going to do, and it doesn't matter which order I do these in, but I'm going to move my negative 2x first. Because it is a negative, I will add 2x to move it to the other side. That leaves me with just the negative 8 on the left-hand side. Remember, signs always go with whatever's behind it, so that negative sign is still there. And then on the other side, I have negative 4x minus 3x minus 12 plus 2x. Now I'm going to continue gathering my like terms. I'm going to move my negative 12 to the other side. So because it is minus 12, I will add 12. That then gives me negative 8 plus 12 is greater than or equal to negative 4x minus 3x plus 2x. My next step is, of course, to now simplify this. So step 3, simplify, which just means actually add or subtract my like terms together. So negative 8 plus 12 leaves me with 4. And then negative 4 minus 3 plus 2 is negative 5x. And then my very last step, if this was just a linear equation, would be to isolate my variable. So the x in this case. And I would do that by moving the negative 5 away from it. Because this is negative 5 times x, I have to divide by negative 5 to move it to the other side. And then 4 divided by negative 5 is negative 0.8. Or you could just leave it as negative 4 over 5. I am left on the other side of my symbol with just an x. And the only thing I have to remember is that because I divided by a negative number, I have to switch my sign's direction. So switch the symbol direction. And again, that is only if you divide by a negative number. But in this case, I did, so my sign changes direction. And that's my final answer. That is all that there is to solving these linear inequalities. Again, just follow the exact same 4 steps as if this was just an equal sign in the middle. And then just if you divide by a negative at the end, switch the symbol's direction, as we did there. Okay, let me know if you have any questions.